Spankies, puppets, and comics. This is Kayla McGee.
They blew up the chicken man in Philly last night. They blew up his house too. Down on the boardwalk to get ready for a fight. Gonna see what them racket boys can do.
6 minutes.
Trouble busing in from out of state, and the DA can't get no relief. Gonna be a rumble on the promenade, and the gambling commission is hanging on by the skin of the seat. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Baby, everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty. Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Well, I got me a
Sup,
job
Clayton?
and put my money away, but I got the kind of debts there ain't no honest man can pay. I pulled all of my money from that Central Trust, and I bought us 2 tickets on that Coast City bus. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. But maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty. Meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Well, I love me, you died, and I love me roll. But with you, forever I'll stay. Some may grow tired and some may get bold. So put your stockings on, 'cause it might get cold. Got me a job out here, but it's hard to find. Well, when there's losers, and I'm south of that thin line. But I'm tired of being down here on that losing end. So I met me a man last night, gonna do a little favor for him. Everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty. Meet me in Atlantic City. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty. And meet me tonight in Atlantic City.
That goes out to Clayton Flick. We're down to our 2 minute 43 seconds. This is an exciting night. We got new, even if you're watching this as a recording, you're going to see new episodes. This is a tight episode. But another one for Clayton Flick. To be young again. What's that you say? I'm talking about Quincy, man. You mean Q-Town? Yeah, man. Fucking Quincy. Well, you best come correct, man. 'Cause Quincy doesn't give you any second chance, man. Oh, don't tell me about rock bottom, man. Until you've tried to ball in Quincy, Illinois, man. Now that's fucking hard time. You know what I'm talking about, man. Streets of Quincy, Illinois. They're hard, man. Yeah. That was for Clayton Flick. Stay off the pot, kids. 1 minute. Golly whiz. From Atlantic City, it's your good pal Spanky with Spanky's Radio. We're not going to do a lot of talking right away, but tonight's a pretty special gosh darn night because Spanky's Puppets and Comics is going through a resurgence, if you will. For the past couple weeks, you might have noticed an uptick in activity, and there's only going to be more. Whether or not this content is for you, we're going to continue to try and continue to evolve because we refuse to succumb to the notion that there is such a thing as being incapable of performing the essential tasks. All of us are relevant. That is the mission of Spanky's, is to prove it is possible. It is possible to rise above any situation and create art amongst the mundane. A little bit about Spanky. What is Spanky? Spanky's a character I created. Spanky's from Atlantic City, New Jersey. He can be from anywhere. The point being is Spanky is the typical kid that you write off. He's from the wrong side of the tracks. He lives in chaos amongst the urban blight. His mom, who had all kinds of drug problems, left when he was super young, man, because his pops is a fallen down drunk and a degenerate gambler. And he can barely eke by on this cab gig. But despite that, and despite everybody thinking Spanky is got no shot, he's going to be just like his old man, another degenerate bum from the neighborhood. Spanky says no. Spanky's oblivious to the fact that he's not supposed to have a chance. He's not supposed to even be in the game. Yet Spanky's in there. He rises above the mundane. His very existence is art, in my opinion. So with that said, we'll begin with the Return of Spanky, Episode 1. After Episode 1, each episode's about 5 minutes as we build up to the world premiere of Episode 3, which I'm very, very proud of this work. There is bad words, but there's a plot, and it's followable. So, let us proceed with Spanky Returns. Part 1, the Art of Floundering podcast, and Spanky's Puppets and Comics proudly present the Return of Spanky. Part 1. Over the summer vacation, my family took a trip to Disney World. It was peachy keen. I went to summer camp and got to ride in a canoe.
I wanted to get ahead on my studies, so I focused on the summer reading list, as well as obeying my authority figures.
Isn't that delightful? Spanky, we have not heard from you. Please share with the rest of the class what you did over summer vacation.
Gee golly, Miss Bush. After my old man got in over his head with the bookies, we got evicted.
Oh my, Spanky, that's horrible.
Jiminy gee golly gosh, it's okay, because after my old man got thrown in jail, my Uncle Snake took me in.
Snake the outlaw bikers, your uncle? That's radical, Spanky. Class, settle down, or I'll put you all on report. Spanky, I think the class has heard enough from you, young man. I can only hope that this year will be different for you.
Gee golly, Miss Bush, I know how important an education is to my future.
I highly doubt it, kid. You come from a long line of losers. Spanky, I think it's radical you get in trouble all the time.
Oh, Spanky, do you have a moment? Gee golly, I wonder if this is about giving me a hand job later.
Wow, Spanky, you're so cool, man.
I beg to differ, Bernard. Blowing grass and talking about hand jobs is reckless. Gee golly, Ginger, blowing grass with you at the shore later tonight is going to be super duper peachy keen.
I'm afraid I can't go with you tonight, or ever.
Gee golly, Ginger, smoking the pot won't be as much fun.
Look at you, you're on the pot. Your mother left years ago because your father's a falling down drunk. And the best job he can come up with when he's not in jail is driving that broken down old cab. Spanky, you just don't come from good stock. I do hope we can still be friends. Hey kid, don't worry about it. I think you dodged a bullet. She sounds like an uptight broad.
Gee golly, Uncle Snake, you're right. Besides, today's a super duper peachy keen day, because today my old man gets out of jail.
That's righteous, Spanky. Well there, you and Spank. Are yous here to pick up Ewan's degenerate old man?
Gee golly, Officer Polar, top of the day.
Ewan's is nothing but a degenerate just like you's old man, Spanky. Sooner or later I'll be cracking Ewan's skull.
Jiminy gee golly gosh, Officer Polar, why are you giving me the business? I'm not a user of the pot.
Ewan's is nothing but a degenerate pothead, and yous knows it, Spanky. Ewan's is going straight to Palookaville. Hey kid, thanks for picking me up.
Gee golly gosh, Pops, it's real swell to see ya.
The both of Ewan's degenerates get out of here before I lock Ewan's both up for being a general nuisance to decent society.
Gee golly whiz, home sweet home.
Why don't you get your old man a beer?
Gee golly gosh, do you want me to bring the mail and your smokes?
Just the smokes, kid. I just got home from the slammer. I don't want to see the bills and eviction notice yet.
Gee golly, Pops, here you go. I also got you some of that fancy wine that you like.
Thanks for thinking of me, kid. Don't you worry, Spanky. I'm gonna get my cab gig back. I also got some inside information while I was locked up. The next time we hit the trotters, we're gonna be on easy streets, Spanky. Just you wait and see.
Gee golly gosh, Pops, I believe you.
Go grab the bucket. Your old man's gonna tie one on.
Gee golly whiz, now that Pops is back, things are gonna be super duper peachy keen.
To be continued. Alright, that was Spanky, part 1. Woody Bush, peace and love, man. Clayton Flick, peace and love. Okay, for those of you that actually watched the live stream, a couple of things you may have noticed. Pay very close attention to everything. I throw a lot of Easter eggs in there, but more importantly, whether or not the content is for you, take a look at the animation quality thereof and the potential that one has in these things. If there's a band, come talk to me. Let's advertise your music if you're an artist. But more importantly, if you're in my situation, reach out to me, because we are going to build a community. I am not waiting. I am starting now. I'm not waiting for surgery. We start today. This is the best I can do, but I think this is actually pretty gosh darn good. Now, before we launch into episode 2, there are several characters that are part of the Spanky's universe. You see, as I started doing puppets physically in 2020, right when the pandemic started, I embraced filthy puppetry as a way to be able to mentally adjust to what was the disintegration of everything I had worked for. I'm not saying I'm upset about that. Doing the puppets, I can't imagine a life where I'm not doing this. So I want to be able to get better or do whatever it takes. But I put my heart and soul into these. Episode 2. We have other characters. There's Knuckles, the clown college dropout. But you're going to be introduced to Penetron, Knuckles, in this second episode. Let me make sure I'm aware of the title here. Aha, yeah. This will be Spanky Part 2. Okay, this is, I think you'll dig this. Once again, we introduce some of the characters. Knuckles the Clown College Dropout, the Amazing Slacker, Chad, and Karen. Now, real quick, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch the Chad and Karen, the UFO abduction series. Going forward, all of these characters are going to start merging into the Spankies. You will see. But in this Spankies Part 2, you begin to see the beginnings, the essence of what I'm talking about. And then after this, we chat a little bit, and then the world premiere of Spankies Part 3. And I got to tell you, I'm really proud of this work, man. I think you'll notice a difference in the quality of story, the quality of animation, and just the overall. I'm learning different filmmaking techniques through this. So come on, guys, support what we're doing. Here we go. Spankies Part 2. Spanky Returns Part 2 from Spanky's Comics and Puppets and the Art of Floundering. Prologue. Chad and Karen feel the probe. Okay, Hempy 3PO, it's time we get our DNA extraction probe on.
Right you are, Anakin Hempwalker. Let us proceed with the first DNA extraction.
Oh my, that looks so big.
You can take it, Karen, and you will take it.
Oh my, it's a little uncomfortable.
Yo, Karen, in addition to being able to communicate telepathically, we can read your little pea-brain earthling minds. We know you dig this probe, so relax, sit still, and quit acting like you don't like it.
Okay, Anakin Hempwalker, we can proceed with the second DNA extraction.
Hey man, that's not cool.
You must sit still. The longer you keep moving, the more we'll have to keep repeating the extraction.
This is not cool, man.
All extractions complete. Right on, Hempy 3PO.
Perhaps we should celebrate, Anakin Hempwalker.
Righteous idea.
Anakin,
We're over drop zone. Yeah, man, go ahead and kick him to the curb.
You got it, Anakin. What's so funny, Anakin?
We're so friggin' high. We forgot to inject them with the serum that helps them forget about all this.
Oh, Anakin, they're going to be traumatized for life. That's humorous.
Oh, Chad, I feel so violated. Violated? Look who's talking. How do you think I feel, man? Well, what would Ewans know? Look who decided to show up. Hey, officer, we need help. Yes, officer, we were abducted by aliens. There's no such thing as alien abductions. The both of Ewans are on the pot, and yous are hallucinating. As a result, both of Ewans are going straight to Palookaville. You have to believe us, officer. Yeah, officer, we're not the pot addicts. We were abducted by aliens. The both of Ewans clam up. Yous both are gonna have to tell it to the judge. Ewans, get used to those bars. There's no such thing as alien abductions. Act 1. No love for broke dicks. Settle down, class. We have a super duper peachy keen guest joining us today. This is Stan with the Atlantic City Youth Outreach Commission. Hey, gang, I'm Stan, and I get it. Adults can be real fuddy-duddy sometimes, and they certainly don't know what the kids are into. That's why we've been listening at the Atlantic City Youth Outreach, and we've got some exciting news. This weekend, we're gonna have a special family-friendly carnival. Yippee! I love carnivals. Gang, let me introduce to you Hank Levi Young, owner of BFE Idaho's traveling family-friendly carnival. Well now, children, I'm here to tell you right goddamn now, if you or your family's looking for a good time in a safe environment, you can find no better place than BFE Idaho's traveling family-friendly carnival. Gee golly, mister, will there be clowns? I love clowns. Well now, not only do we have clowns, but we have tigers, elephants, everything you could be looking for in a carnival. And all for the low price of 75 cents a piece.
Gee golly gosh, are there any discounts?
Well now, this here's America. You got something against a little profit? Besides, are you so broke, Dick, you can't even come up with 75 cents? Yay, a carnival. I can't wait. You know, Bernard, a carnival might be just the thing to pull this community together and have them start focusing a little bit more on doing the right things and avoiding the 420. Hey, Spanky, you're looking rather fly.
Gee golly, Christina, you're looking super duper peachy keen yourself.
Oh, Spanky, I hope you can make it to the carnival tomorrow. I've always fantasized about smoking the pot and being stuck on a Ferris wheel with someone.
Gee golly.
Who knows what will happen if we're both alone and on the pot? Wow, Spanky, Christina came up and talked to you. You're the man.
Jiminy gee golly gosh. If I can make it to the carnival, Christina will give me a hand job on the Ferris wheel. And that's pretty gosh darn super duper peachy keen.
Gosh, Spanky, the only snag is coming up with the 75 cents. To the rest of us, that's not much. But you're poor, Spanky.
Golly gosh, Tommy, my old man just got out of jail. We're not poor anymore.
Wow, Nucky, that was incredible. I've never done the pot and got it on with a clown before. Yo, Trixie, how many times do I gotta tell you? I'm not a clown. I'm a clown college dropout.
I don't care if you're a clown college dropout. You really rocked my world, Nucky.
Yo, if you play your cards right and don't start getting all needy and clingy, I might just throw you another bone. But for now, I gotta bolt. There's a carnival coming to town, and I need to work my side hustle.
Golly, I could get my very first hand job tomorrow. All I need to do is come up with 75 cents. Pops won't let me down. Hey, Pops, where are you? Pops! Hey, Pops!
Hey, kid, I'm firing a missile. Come on in.
Jiminy golly gosh, Pops, it's so swell to see ya.
Yeah, kid, it's good to see you.
Golly gosh, Pops, do you remember about that time you told me when you got that hand job at the carnival? Jiminy gee golly gosh, that could be me too. All I need to do is come up with 75 cents.
I'm tapped out, kid. You know I just got out of the joint. I'm really sorry. I'd love to see you get that hand job.
Jiminy golly gosh, that's okay, Pops. I've got a plan B. Smoking the pot.
To be continued.
Gee golly whiz.
Bonus feature. Don't worry, gang. We got a lot coming. Test. 1, 2. Ooh, it looks like my gain's working now. Test. Well, that's right, Spanky. The answer is getting high. That's right, it's our first music video with Spanky. So toke up. Some of the photoshops are authentic shots. Follow from back your dreams. Anything is possible. Pops pissing in his bucket. When you blow grass. Yeah, man. And believe. Yeah, that's right. Golly gee golly whiz. Break down this guitar right here. Go ahead, Pops. Pee in that bucket, man. It's too far to the bathroom when you're all pissed up drunk. And gee whiz, man. I got a tip on the trotters. Come on, man. Let's bet it all. Hey, they're looking for your Pops down at the bar. Gee golly whiz, Spank. Looks like Pops is on the run. He doesn't have the VIG. Golly gee whiz. Alright, gang, so that was... Hey, Woody Bush. That was Spanky's part 2. Now... As you can see, Spanky has a rather nuanced upbringing. I thought of something, and please forgive me, before we premiere Spanky's Part 3. This is very important. There is another character that is a semi-serious character called the Amazing Slacker. I have rebooted that series because I am not happy with what I did with the first one. The premise of the Amazing Slacker is this. The Amazing Slacker eventually finds that he has a superpower, which is the ability to bring nothing to chaos. However, I didn't take enough time developing the before. Now, the reason why I need to show this is because you, the public, before we get into Spanky's Part 3, need to have a good understanding of who I'm talking about when I say Pentatron. Okay? When I say Pentatron, this is who I'm talking about. Now, this is only 2 minutes, 48 seconds of your time. This is episode 1 of The Amazing Slacker, and you will start seeing an integration. And stay tuned, because Spanky's just may stumble on a time machine that those pesky aliens leave behind. And gee whiz, wouldn't it be cool to go back in time? Anyway, here we are, Amazing Slacker. After this, a little conversation for our series premiere. Once again, support what we're doing here. And really pay attention. There's going to be several statements we're going to try to make throughout the Amazing Slacker series. If you know anybody that's been through any kind of traumatic accident or any kind of health drama. Tell them about the Amazing Slacker series. I promise you, they will like it. Here we go. Spanky's Puppets and Comics, in partnership with the Art of Floundering podcast, present The Amazing Slacker, Part 1. Hi, you may know me. I'm Biff Martin, CEO and founder of Penetron, your bestest pal in the pharmaceutical industry. I have some pretty gosh darn exciting news. I know what you're thinking. What could be more exciting than our penis pumps? Well, hang on to your hats, shareholders, because I'll tell you what's more exciting than our penis pumps. Penetrating a virgin market. And if you know anything about Penetron, you know this. Pulling out is not the Penetron way. We intend to go all in with the full width and depth of our corporate presence. And we will not be pulling out. Instead, we're going to keep it in there. Because when you penetrate a virgin market, the only way you're going to stimulate growth is by not pulling out. And cut. Okay, Mr. Martin, we'll let you know if we need anything else.
Gee golly, Mr. Martin, that was inspiring. Gee whiz, Mr. Martin, the financial assumptions that you're making me use look like we're trying to prop up the stock price. And gee whiz, Mr. Martin, it feels like were that to happen, I would be the only one to get in trouble.
Gee whiz, Tim, you know we would always have your back at Penetron. Besides, you're just nervous. You haven't penetrated a virgin market before. But I have. Lots of them. In fact, I've penetrated so many virgin markets, I've had to say no to some of them.
Gee whiz, Mr. Martin, I believe whatever you're saying is correct.
What do you say, Tim? Are you on board? I really need you to quarterback this one for me, buddy. What the fuck am I doing with my life? This would be the first of many times Tim Head would ask that question. But for now, Tim was on his journey to ultimately become the Amazing Slacker. To be continued.
Gee golly whiz!
Okay, the wait is almost over, man. So that was just a little episode to kind of set the tone who Penetron is, man. Penetron is a big-time company. Okay, this is Spanky's Part 3. Now, allow me to just share a little bit of the description of Spanky's Part 3 so we all know what we're getting into. In this episode, we learned that Kim Jong-un, the weed pusher man, and Steven Seagal have plans to bring North Korean Kush to a neighborhood near you. In addition, the good folks at Penetron sponsor a carnival. Chad and Karen face legal consequences of being degenerate pot users. And Spanky feels like today is going to be a super duper peachy keen kind of day. So, we'll talk after this episode. It runs about 9 minutes. I sincerely hope that you dig it. It's 7 minutes. We put a lot. Wait, boom. Spanky Part 3. Here we go. We put a lot of work into these. I hope it shows. We definitely put a lot of love, man. So here we are. Spanky's Part 3. Spanky's Puppets and Comics, in partnership with the Art of Floundering podcast, present The Return of Spanky, Part 3. Everyone Spanks. Act 1. The hemp-loving people of North Korea.
Oh, Mr. Weed Pusher Man, are you holding? I'm not feeling well.
That depends. Do you got the fucking money?
Oh, Mr. Weed Pusher Man, I just have enough money for weed or to feed my kids. Can you help me out? Can't you tell I'm going through withdrawals?
No can do. I'm not running a fucking charity. It looks like you're gonna have to talk to the man.
See here, man. If you don't pay my friend, we're gonna have a real problem. Okay, fine. Take my money. I guess my children will just have to eat cat food. It's not my problem, man.
That's right, Missy. If you wanna play, you got to pay.
Now run along before I have to hurt you. This neighborhood was so much nicer before you weed dealers came.
Looks like another satisfied customer.
That's right, America. North Korean Kush is coming to a neighborhood near you. Act 2. The Penetron Way. Mr. Martin, Hank from BFE Family Friendly Traveling Carnival is here to see you. Well now, Mr. Martin, I'm happy to report that we're all set with yonder carnival. That's why I wanted to interface with you, Hank. As a major sponsor of this carnival, I had my team drill down into the data, and the data indicated a little snag in potential revenue stream.
Well, I'll tell you something right goddamn now, Mr. Martin. I've been in the carnival business for years. I know what the goddamn hell I'm doing.
Well, you might know what you're doing, but you do not have any clowns for this carnival. And according to the data, clowns equal profit.
Golly, Hank, to sum up what we're trying to say here at Penetron, if you expect us to sponsor this activity, you better find some clowns ASAP. Hey Molly, you've been working here for 20 years now. Why don't you dress a little prettier? You got a nice figure. Show it off a little bit. Maybe put some lipstick on. You're not gonna land a fella looking like that. Why else are you here? To break new ground? Act 3. Do the pot crime. Do the time.
Why won't anyone believe me? I was abducted by aliens. Yeah, man. We're not pot junkies. We were probed by intergalactic aliens.
Y'all talking about alien abductions? Well, I'd like to hear it, potheads. But right now, the both of you got a court date.
All rise for the Honorable Judge Balzacki of the Atlantic City Municipal Court.
Hey, man, this guy gives the death penalty for the pot possession.
The both of you junkies need to stop acting like snapperheads. I'm trying to cut a deal with the prosecution for life without parole. Don't fuck it up. Okay, I've heard enough. This kind of deviancy needs to be eradicated. Normally, I would sentence the both of you to death, but perhaps there's something science can learn from your deviant behavior. Therefore, the both of you are sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. May God have mercy on your souls.
But we didn't do anything wrong. We were just abducted. Yeah, man. I'm the one that took the probe. Where's my justice? I can't handle this place, man. Maybe I can turn state's evidence.
Golly gosh, Chad, I don't think it's a good idea for you to think on your good pal Kim Jong-un. Instead, why don't you reflect on having time serve you?
And the same applies to you, Karen. Dear leader Kim Jong-un wanted me to tell you, if you can't clam up, I'll pay you another visit. But this time, penis pumps will do the talking.
All of you'uns need to understand that yous will suffer the same fate as Chad and Karen.
If you'uns decides to dabble with the pot,
mark my words, Officer Polar will be cracking you'un's skull, and yous will be serving hard time in Palookaville.
You know something? If I would have paid attention in school, obeyed my authority figures, and avoided the 420, my life would have been a lot different. Instead, I'm just another convict doing time for the pot.
Act 4. Nothing can go wrong.
Well now, you ain't no goddamn clown. You're a clown college dropout.
Yo, I don't see many other clowns, so what other option do you have?
Well, I remember you from that show in Idaho. You fuck up one more time, Knuckles, it'll be your ass.
Yo, I'm totally reformed now. So where's my dressing room?
Dressing rooms are for the talent. You're the help. You go set up over there in the barn with the other animals. Gee golly gosh, happy Saturday. Time to wake and bake. Today's a good day. The carnival's in town. And even though I don't have the 75 cents, now that Pops is back, there's just a sense of normalcy around here. And gee golly gosh, that's pretty gosh darn peachy keen.
Hey, Spanky, are you gonna be at the carnival later?
Gee golly gosh, this is gonna be a super duper peachy keen day. Nothing can go wrong.
To be continued.
Gee golly gosh.
I just realized the microphone's been off the entire time I've been talking, which is probably a good thing because, golly gosh, I said a lot of stuff at the end of this. People are going to just forget it. And that's too gosh darn bad because I said some really good stuff. So I'll just try to say it again in case anybody stumbles on this. Whether or not this is your cup of tea, I understand. What I was saying before is this. When we started this, we were doing puppets in 2020. And then, gosh darn it, around 2021, the doctors were like, man, you gotta stop. You can't do the puppets. It was causing way too much pain. My spine is not stable. It moves. So even moving the arms. But I had to still, for whatever reason, I had to keep doing these things. So I took pictures of all the puppets and I animated them and I started working with that. And then I started realizing about a month ago, there's, Woody Bush, Peace and Love. Time to lay on the back and do it. So please support Spanky's Puppets and Comics. Now, on another note, the Art of Floundering podcast, we're going to flip. I'm going to reprogram. Art of Floundering podcast is going to be back with a live stream talking about, is this a simulation? If you're into it, it's awfully gosh darn late, so we'll see. But getting back to this, please support this. Sorry for how wordy I've been. We'd like to, I will drop new content every week. And I would appreciate it, man, if you people can go to that YouTube channel, subscribe, please hit that notification button, please, up arrow. These things really help me. It's unfortunately it's metrics driven stuff, and I believe this is pretty decent stuff. I'd like to get more than 3 people to look at it because I want to shine a little light on this little community that I happen to be a part of. And instead of talking about how much it sucks, I'm trying to create something pretty unique. And maybe people go like, wow, what's driving this? And then maybe they can be educated. So if you dig this, please go to the Spanky's Facebook page, the Instagram page, the YouTube. Comment up arrows, please, very much. But beyond all that, thank you guys for checking out this crazy content, Spanky's 1 through 3. We will be back with more brand new content. I've already been working on it. So expect an update on Super Duper Peachy Keen Kid, as well as what kind of chaos is going to happen at this carnival. Gee whiz, Nucky said he reformed himself. But you know what? Just wait. I've got big plans, man, and big animations. So if you guys like to laugh, I think you'll dig it. With that said, peace and love. Clayton, thanks for supporting this insanity. Peace and love. Sorry about the mic, but I'm still going to leave the YouTube video up, even with the dead air, as much as I hate to do that. I wish they made it, they fuck it up. They fuck it up. Anyway, with that said, peace and love from Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is Spanky. Bye.